before moving forward, I will like to introduce myself a little bit. I belong to Bathinda district of state Punjab, and Bathinda, it is a known hub for coaching institutes. At that time, in 1990s, 96 to be precise, there were different separate teachers for coaching. There was separate physics teacher, chemistry teacher, etc. And at that time, there were 50 seats in the AIMS, and out of that, 34 was for general. And every year, around 4 to 5 students were from Bathinda only, out of all India. So that was the level of coaching there at that time. And when I entered into PMT thing, obviously we could not keep the coaching because of financial constraints. So we used to study ourselves. Although now I am in the coaching business, but still I remember that thing, and I never advocate anyone that coaching is must. So you can do everything yourself also. So I remember the incidents, fortunately or unfortunately, one of the professors, leading professors of the PMT coaching was near my house. And my parents, they went to his house that we are a neighbor. So please teach our kid or teach our baby without taking charges or something like that. But as most of the things done, I went to their house. He was teaching around 50-60 students there, and he just introduced me like that. ये आ गए हैं हमारे पड़ोस के, इनको बहुत कुछ आता है, देखिए ये सारे क्वेश्चन आपके आंसर कर देंगे अभी. And he asked me 10 questions out in all the among all the audience, and I answered all 10. And he was just shocked. And then I returned for coaching. And basically, without coaching, I got 123 rank in CBSE All India exam at that time. And that's why till now, whenever any student asks me that coaching to rakhna zaruri hai, I always advise that coaching is not must. Yeah? First of all, you should give yourself a chance कि अपने आप कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते हो, and only then, if you are not able to do, you are finding it difficult, then you can think about coaching. But remember, do not think that के coaching के बिना हो ही नहीं सकता है. So after getting the rank 123, I joined UCMS, University College of Medical Sciences, Delhi. I did my MBBS there, and also I did my post-graduation pharmacology there. Now I am sitting in front of you giving this talk because of my 3 unconventional decisions. I can say unconventional, but उस टाइम पे जब लिए थे तो मूर्खतापूर्ण लगते थे basically. So first of all, the decision which I took was I joined MD pharmacology in very first attempt. At time in 2002, 2003, people never used to take pharmacology. Even 2 or 3 years the seats was vacant. But I took MD pharmacology. There was some reason I joined MD pharmacology in the first attempt. In MD pharmacology, or most of the non-clinical subjects, our major work is to teach the students. So in the first year itself, I started teaching UG students, and I liked teaching, and students started liking my teaching. And in second year of my MD, I wrote the book Review of Pharmacology, which many of you must have read or thought about. I went into full-fledged teaching, and all the students started liking me. And after completing my MD, I appeared for DM Clinical Pharmacology, and got a chance in AIIMS as well as and I did not join that. So that was my second unconventional decision, which again was very tough. Because I had into teaching, had I joined DM Clinical Pharmacology, then my link would have been broken. So I left at DM Clinical Pharmacology and continue to do senior residency and teach students. Then after the senior residency, I got a job in Malone Medical College as assistant professor. I worked there for 2 years. And the problem there was, I was used to teach around 10 to 20 hours per year. Because there were so many teachers, and we get around 12 and 20 depending on the teacher, total number of hours per year in the lectures. And I was restricted to one particular college only. The students also wanted from me to study many more topics, and other students also want me to teach. So I took the most tough decision of my life, that is to resign from Maulana Medical College. So I resigned from MC, started my own coaching, and then kept on teaching in some institutes, and doing my individual coaching and in the video lectures. Now, before going further, before starting my talk, I will want you to see this video of a demonstration. But they do not do that usually. Now, the reasons may be two. I can find out two main reasons. The first reason is they are insecure. Insecure means they think that if question comes out of that topic which they have not taught, then the students will blame us. Yeah? So in that process, in that insecurity, they try to give up so much information, which is even more than your textbooks. So much information is given that the students, they are not able to remember that. So that is a counterproductive thing. Yeah? The second thing is the coaching institutes or the teachers, they may want to give extra thing than the other institute in competition. Yeah? So they want to say that we have this much extra, without thinking about the student, because the student has to remember that. So that is my main point, that try to cover that information which is must. You can study extra also, but whatever you is required should be studied minimum 4 to 5 times. After that, if you have time, you can study anything extra. Yeah? So that is the important point I want to convey. Now, during your undergraduate days, I advise to read the standard textbooks, because this is the only time when you can study the textbooks. After that, once you have passed the prof, you cannot. Yeah? So you must have habit in textbooks, and the prof is the time during which you can study the textbooks. Second is attend clinical postings, not for the sake of attendance. Go to the clinical postings, see some case, and after coming back to your room, study that case, so that next time you go there, you can try to correlate what those symptoms are there. So this is very important. Clinical postings are very important. Take them seriously. Third and most important thing, build concepts. During the prof exams, during the prof years, try to understand different concepts. Instead of finding everything, try to make sense. Why this is happening, why that is happening, why this is not happening. So try to build those concepts. And the most important thing, do not ignore the basic subjects like pre and paraclinical subjects. Now already some institutes have started advertising that in the next clinicals, so you need not focus on anything else, only do the clinical. But you can do clinical only if you have a baseline information about pre and paraclinical. If you do not know the second prof particularly, then you cannot be a good clinician. You cannot get any good marks in any entrance exam. So it is very important that the basic concept should be rock solid. Some special tips I want to give you. I read and I forget. This happens common. सबके साथ होता है कि पढ़ते हैं और एंड तक याद नहीं रहता कि सुबह क्या पढ़ा था. I hear and I understand. So you attend some lecture, hear some lecture, and after that you think that you have understood everything. But the most important thing, I discuss and I remember. So discussion here does not mean that किसी के रूम में चले गए और उसके बाद 6 घंटे बाद निकले. That is not a discussion I am saying. Discussion means that you note down some point on the while studying. You sit for 2 hours, write down 5 points while you go off your table, and those points you come out of your room and ask the first person, tell me these 5 questions. उसने एक बता दिया, 2 बता दिए, doesn't matter, बाकी 3 उसको बता दो. Don't think कि एक बार आपने बता दिया वो याद कर लेगा, आपसे आगे निकल जाएगा. This does not happen. So after that, go to second person. Again, ask him same 5 questions. He will again answer a few, answer rest of them, and keep on doing this for 7 times. And if you revise same 5 things 7 times, 6 times, then they will go into your long-term memory. Start doing this. If you do this for 4 times, 5 days a day, and on a daily basis, then you will start remembering everything. This is very effective method of remembering things. This is discussion. Does not mean the long discussions. Okay. Another mistake which many students make: don't target 100% questions while preparing. This is very, very important thing to understand. You know, a topper topper of AIMS, topper of NEET, how many marks he gets? On an average, 75%, 72%, sometimes 80%. Even if you do not know 20% of these things, you can get top. So this is very important. In fact, you will be a topper if you do not know those 20% of the things. If you try to remember all 100% things, you will never be a topper. Now, what does this mean? If you see any exam, AIMS exam, NEET exam, any exam, when you see, there are some questions, around 20% of the questions, which are useless. वाहियात होते हैं, कभी आएंगे ही नहीं कभी भी. Like few years back, one question was asked in the NEET exam, what is the speed of Anopheles mosquito? Literally this was the question, what is the speed of Anopheles mosquito? वाहियात question है, obviously question. Now what the guidebooks have started doing is, they have given the answer, speed of Anopheles mosquito is this much. But because they have asked the speed of Anopheles mosquito, so they can ask the speed of other mosquitoes also. So the speed of Culex is this, and Aedes is this, and so many. So they give 10 mosquitoes their speeds, and just apply your brain. This is useless. कोई पागल एग्जामिनर बैठा था, ये क्वेश्चन बना दिया, आगे नहीं आएगा. Still not satisfied, उसी क्वेश्चन को बस रख लो. Do not go to remember the speed of all the mosquitoes. Yeah. So some questions get totally useless. देखते ही बेकार लगते हैं, उन questions के पीछे मत भागो. Number one. Number two, there are some questions which are important, which can be asked, but हमारी याद करने की औकात नहीं है. The questions, they are very difficult. Not difficult, they are, information is so much. Like I tell you an example, there are plenty of drugs causing side effect. One side effect caused by many drugs. Yeah? So there are around such 200 adverse effects, like which drugs cause hyperglycemia, which cause hypoglycemia, hyperkalemia, or hypokalemia. So many side effects. So every side effect can be caused by 8 or 10 drugs. Yeah? So if you find out, we have given in our review book, we have given a chapter on adverse effects of the drugs, and every adverse effect caused by around 10 drugs. So if you can remember that. Obviously you will not be able to remember. So that's why I recommend that such questions, consider that they are from those 20%. So if they ask any such type of question, do not start worrying that I need to remember all of these. So maximum you need to do, just remember the answer of that question, and do not go into any details. This is very important. You need to be selective while studying. You do not target all the 100% of the questions. If you study too much, you will not be able to revise. And if you do not revise, everything will be useless. So remember, reading one thing 5 times is much more important than reading 5 things once. So this is very, very important to note. One more important thing with many students, they are very fond of this thing, controversial questions. Remember, when a question is controversial, when the standard textbooks, they have given different answers, different books have given different answers, same question. Because medical science is not a perfect science. One clinician thinks in this manner, the other thinks in some other manner. So there are bound to be ambiguities. So controversial questions will always be controversial. Now suppose you have some controversial question and you have studied 10 books to find out the exact answer, that this book has written this, this book has written this, this book has written this. So you have searched for 1 month and now you are 100% sure that this is the right answer. Just answer my one question. How much sure you are that the examiner has also taken the question from that book and examiner also has that answer in his brain? Obviously you cannot say. So do not waste time on controversial questions. Whatever feels good to you, जिस टीचर की शक्ल अच्छी लगती है उसका आंसर याद कर लो बस. Don't waste time on the controversial questions. Guys, moving forward, let's play a game. So we have different alphabets, 26 alphabets of English. So we will give the numbers. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, Z is 26. So with this number, we will try to find out what is most important to be successful. Most of the people, they say luck is the most important thing. वो लकी था इसलिए सक्सेसफुल हो गया. So when we put in this game, we find out that luck do not contribute even 50%. It is just 47%. So person cannot be successful just by luck. Then we gained knowledge. We see that knowledge is everything. So we gained knowledge. And when we find out the addition of these in the knowledge, it comes out to be 96%. Quite high chance, but still not 100%. So then what we did? We start doing hard work. Yes, hard work, key to success. So, but we find out that even hard work becomes 98%. That means still we are not totally sure. We are not 100% sure to be successful. So what will ensure your success? That is 100%. So that 100% is your attitude. If you have the right attitude, you will be successful. Attitude is the most important thing. You will definitely be successful. अगर आपने ठान लिया कि ये काम करना है तो हो जाएगा. You will find ways to do that. But attitude होना चाहिए कि ये करना है. If you see that people see only success, but they do not see what are the roots. The roots of the success, they are present in hard work, persistence, late night spends, rejections, sacrifices, so many things. But all of these things, they can be handled with the right attitude. Remember, अगर ठान लिया तो हो जाएगा. जानते हो इसको? अरुणिमा सिन्हा. This was a small girl, normal girl from UP. एक दिन ट्रेन में जा रही थी. Some thieves came. इसका सामान छीनने लगे. So she did not give her सामान. And what happened? They threw her off the moving train on the track. ट्रैक पे पटड़ी पे पड़ी रही. पूरी रात वहां पे पड़ी रही. मच्छर मक्खियां बहुत आते रहे. चोट लगी. In the morning, she was taken to AIMS. New Delhi. In the AIMS वहां जाकर इसको पता लगा कि उसकी एक टांग काटनी पड़ेगी. So when a person come to know like that, तो क्या आएगा दिमाग में? किसी के भी दिमाग में क्या आएगा? कि जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई, अब तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते. बट नो, इसके दिमाग में ये नहीं आया. उसने सोचा कि अगर मैं जिंदा बची हूं तो किसी कारण से बची हूं. तो मैं क्या करूंगी? मैं अब माउंट एवरेस्ट पे करूंगी. एट दैट पॉइंट जब उसकी टांग काटनी थी, उसके दिमाग में ये था कि अब मैं जिंदा बची हूं तो कुछ करूंगी. सो नाउ she has gone to all the tops of the world, not only Mount Everest. So that is the attitude. So if you have the right attitude, you can do everything. Attitude matters. So this is very important, very important. Do you know him? कैसे जानते हो? मेरा कजन है. This was my cousin, विकास जिंदल. जब हम PMT की कोचिंग, PMT की तैयारी कर रहे थे, तो he was also preparing with us. और जो हम होते हैं कि किसी के याद नहीं होगा, किसी का एंड इसका तो क्लियर होगा ही नहीं लाइक दैट. सो बिकॉज वट एवर थिंग्स वी वर एबल टू रिमेम्बर इन हाफ एन आवर, उसको 8 घंटे में भी याद नहीं होता था. और बैठा रहता था 8 घंटे, उसके बाद भी आधा 40% 80% याद कर पाता. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हैव पुट हिम आउट के इसका तो PMT क्लियर नहीं होगा. सो ही नेवर थिंक लाइक दैट. उसने क्या किया कि ठीक है, मुझे याद करने में ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है. सो ही स्टार्टेड स्टडिंग 18 hours a day. I have seen him studying 18 hours a day for continuous 3 years, 11th, 12th and repeat year. Continuous 3 years, there was not even a single day when he did not study for 18 hours. And now you can imagine he is sitting after doing MLE in USA. So this is the attitude. So if you have the right attitude, you will definitely achieve whatever you want. So attitude should be there. You know, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. आपने देखा है कभी एक चाबी का गुच्छा होता है, हम ताला खोलने की कोशिश करते हैं, पहली की लगाई नहीं लगी, सेकंड लगाई नहीं लगी, बट कभी ना कभी जाके तो वो ताला खुलेगा ही, चाहे वो लास्ट की क्यों ना हो. So do not stop till you have reached the last key. That is the most important thing. Right attitude should be there. You should never give up. Giving up is certainly not an option. Remember, if you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. And either way, you will be right. Remember, this is one very important thing I want to convey you. जब हम मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में आते हैं तो मोस्ट ऑफ अस दे आर टॉपर्स ऑफ आवर स्कूल्स. टॉपर या नियर टॉपर्स होते हैं मोस्टली. बट when we come to a medical college, then we are made to feel mediocre because we are the toppers of everyone. Most of the students they start feeling mediocre. एग्जाम में लगता है मुझे तो ये भी नहीं आता, मुझे तो ये भी नहीं आता, तो एवरीवन स्टार्ट डाउटिंग देमसेल्व्स. मीडियोक्रिटी इतनी ज्यादा आ जाती है, फिर टाइम आता है चलो जो ले लो, तो हम अपने आप को मीडियोकर समझने लग जाते हैं, हम अपने आप को यूजलेस समझने लग जाते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. जस्ट रिमेंबर, in a team of Virat Kohli, in a team of Rohit Sharma, even if you are Shikhar Dhawan or you are Rahane, you are not mediocre. तो आप दुनिया में शाइनिंग स्टार हो, आप हनुमान की तरह अपनी पावर्स को भूलो मत. Always keep on reminding yourself that you are not mediocre. You are the topper, you will remain a topper. जो भी आप in that. So just remember that you are not a mediocre. This is very important. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Your actually internet connectivity issues are there. I think, like if the voice is breaking.
Now I am audible.
Now you are, but in sometimes in the mid the voice breaks.
Okay. So should I continue?
Yes, sir. You should continue, sir.
So again, I will like to say that believe yourself, and this is one very important thing. Whenever you have to take a tough decision, think 100 times before taking that decision. Think 200 times. But what is very, very important is once you have taken that decision, then do not look back. Back your decision. Go with that decision and give 100% to that. And this is the famous from 3 Idiots. You must have seen that. Do not think that you cannot do. You have already won a race among hundreds of millions. At that time, you have won the race, so you can do that right now also. Yeah? So you are a winner and you will always remain a winner. Best wishes and thank you. So moderators, you can put the question answer session or anything you want me to say.
Yes, I can just some study tips for like the pattern is going to change from NEET PG to next in the coming years.
Yeah.
So what are your tips for like what strategy the students should like change, because mostly the second year students, they are most likely to face NEET.
Yeah. So very good question. So one important thing which I want to reiterate is that whatever entrance exam comes, whatever questions they ask, they cannot change the basics. The basic concept will remain same, the patient will remain same, the treatment will remain almost same. Clear? So the most important thing is during your prof exams, concentrate on textbooks. The most important are the first and the second profs. Do not ignore them because they will build your basics. If you have good basic foundation, then whatever question they may ask, whatever clinical formation, whatever they ask, if you know the basics carefully, then you will be able to answer everything. So this is again, I will want to say that do not think that if they are proposing that the clinical subjects will be asked in the next exam, then you do not need to know about anatomy, biochemistry or pathology. You need to know all of those subjects. You must be knowing that currently UPSC exam, which is held for this combined medical services, UPSC exam is held. UPSC clearly mentions that we ask only clinical subjects, medicine, surgery, PSM, obs-gynae and related clinical subjects. But do you know every year in the UPSC exam, around 50% questions are solved by the basic sciences, anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, pathology. By these knowledge, you can solve minimum 50% of the questions. those who do not have basics clear of these subjects, they are not able to score good in UPSC exam. So the same will hold true for the next exam also. So pattern is changing, but remember the knowledge is not changing. So the basic knowledge will remain same. So you should understand the basics very carefully.
Definitely, sir. So if anyone wants to ask any question, he or she can raise your hand, then we will open your mic.
So I think I can stop sharing.
Yes, sir, you can. So we have Agam Agarwal. So over to Agam, you can ask your question.
Agam, unmute कर लो अपने को.
बताऊं सर, पर थोड़ी देर बाद सर मेरा माइंड सर अपने आप ड्रीम्स में चला जाता है, फैंटेसी वर्ल्ड में कि हाँ ये होगा, इसके बाद में ये होगा सर, ऐसा होने लगता है सर.
दिस इज वेरी कॉमन यार, ये सबके साथ होता है. इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज जब भी आपके साथ ये होता है कि यू आर नॉट एबल टू सिट कंटिन्यूअसली फॉर अ लॉन्ग आवर्स, बट आई ऑलवेज एडवाइज इज डिवाइड योर टाइम्स इनटू वेरी वेरी स्मॉल पीरियड्स. लाइक मैं आई ऑलवेज एडवाइज के सिर्फ आधा घंटा पढ़ो स्टार्टिंग में, आधे घंटे ज्यादा पढ़ना ही नहीं है, ठीक है. अब अगर मन कर रहा है तो भी नहीं पढ़ना है, जस्ट स्टडी फॉर हाफ एन आवर, देन गिव अ ब्रेक, 20 minutes, 30 minutes break, then again study from the beginning. So if you study for only half an hour, सब कुछ ब्रेन में जाएगा. बट जब तुम्हें पता है कि 3 घंटे बैठना है, तो शुरू से ये लगता है यार अभी तो इतना टाइम पड़ा, अभी तो इतना टाइम पड़ा है, ब्रेन में जाना बंद हो जाता है. okay? तो आधे आधे घंटे के सेशन लगाओ और ग्रेजुअली इंक्रीज दैट, 30 से 35 मिनट्स कर दो, फिर 40 मिनट्स कर दो, एंड देन यू विल कम टू योर 1.5 hours.
Sir. Okay, so we have Dr. Pranjul Maheshwari. So you can ask Pranjul. Pranjul, please unmute yourself. I think moderator can ask the question from. So over to you, Jan Vijay. If you have prepared some question, you can ask from the audience.
Sir, many from the participants ask about how to prepare for international examinations like USMLE or PLAB. What should be a strategy for them?
Actually, I'm not the right person to advise about them. But basic thing is you need to see the previous basically papers like UWorld comes for this MLE, and similarly some source comes from PLAB also. So you need to study from those sources. I do not have that much expertise in MLE and PLAB, so I will advise you to your seniors who have done that, so they can guide you better.
Okay. For that, I would like to say that today at 6 p.m. we are going to have a webinar on USMLE, PLAB and German. So if you want, if you have any foreign aspirations after MBBS, then do join us for that webinar where we will have distinguished dignitaries from all the 3 categories, very known people who have already faced it. So they will be better able to say about that. So please join about that. Join us in that webinar also.
Sir, many are asking,
great.
They are in the final year, how should they prepare? Because many don't know what will they give, NEET or next.
Okay. So one thing I will want to again assure that whatever may be the exam, whether it is the NEET or it is the next, it is just an exam. The knowledge is same. So do not worry about the pattern of exam or which exam it is. Just important thing is in the final year, most important is to concentrate on your clinicals, go to the postings and attend them carefully, try to study them and try to do at least few subjects MCQs if you can do in final year. But most importantly, do not now think about any other subjects during final year. Okay? During internship, you should go to all other subjects, and I will advise that do not think that you are to give NEET or you have to give next or other exam. Just prepare all 19 subjects, only then you will have a good chance.
Okay, sir. So many are asking how to add more study hours, because many can't sit more than 45 minutes or 1 hour. So how can we improve it?
I think I just answered this thing. Sitting for long hours, I never recommend. The ideal time which I say one continuous session should be of 1 to 1.5 hours, not more than that. And even if that is not the sitting capacity, you can start with 30 minutes and gradually every 2-3 days increase that to 30 to 35 minutes. Keep the breaks in between. Do not undermine the importance of breaks, because if you take a break after 1 hour, your brain gets fresh, and when you study another 1 hour, that will be much more productive than continuously sitting for 3 hours.
Okay, sir.
So any more questions?
Sir, some are asking how to decide future PG branch, clinical or non-clinical. On what basis they can decide that?
So there are many aspects to this. First of all, the basic difference between clinical and non-clinical कि आपको स्टेथ लगाना अच्छा लगता है या नहीं लगता है, ठीक है? If you like having stethoscope, then never opt for any non-clinical subject. This is the baseline. अगर स्टेथ लटकाना अच्छा लगता है तो कभी भी non-clinical के बारे में सोचना भी मत, क्योंकि कितना भी उसमें कमा लोगे आप, बट आपके मन में हमेशा टेस्ट रहेगी कि मैं क्लिनिशियन बन सकता था. सो दैट इज दी स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट कि क्लिनिकल नॉन क्लिनिकल में इंपॉर्टेंट यही है. उसके आगे कौन सी ब्रांच चूज करनी है, तो दैट ऑल डिपेंड अपॉन योर इंटरेस्ट. अगर आपको किसी चीज में पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच में इंटरेस्ट है तो ऑब्वियसली यू शुड गो फॉर दैट, ट्राई फॉर दैट. और अगर आपको पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो देन यू शुड टॉक टू द डिफरेंट ब्रांच पीपल जो जिसमें भी आपको ठीक ठाक लगता है. सो यू कैन फाइंड द फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स के आप क्लिनिक्स में कितना बैठना चाहते हो, आपको सिटिंग कितनी चाहिए, दैट में आपको पैसा कितना चाहिए. सो ऑल दीज विल डिसाइड के फ्यूचर में आप क्या करना चाहते हो.
ओके, थैंक यू सर.
Okay.
So any
So
more?
it was a really nice motivational talk with
So
you,
I
and
think
we are
someone
really
has asked one more
thankful
question.
to you that. Yes, sir.
I was seeing some question.
Sir,
In second year, what should I do? Do MCQ or study only? So I will advise that if when you do the MCQ, then your basic knowledge becomes better. So I will always advise study some topic and then do the MCQs of those topics. Then you will better understand the concepts. But your main aim should be to understand the concepts.
Sir, we have Ramanpreet Bhatti who wants to ask a question. So over to you, Ramanpreet.
Raman.
Sir, how can we do revision of pharmacology? The only thing I suffer with is revision.
So this is very important. There are two methods of revising pharmacology. One, if you can sit for long hours or sit continuously, one thing is you can, first of all, whenever you study any topic, this is not pharmacology in general. In general, when you study any subjects, try to underline. What you underline is two things. Number one, if you already know that concept or already know that point, then no need to underline that. Second, the point which you feel is not that important, do not underline that. So underline only those points which you seem that they are important and you do not remember now, so you may forget it. So during the revision time, only study the underlined portion. So that underlined portion is usually half of the main content. Suppose earlier you have studied a book in 10 days, and when you start revising, revising only the underlined portion, you will finish it in 5 days. Yeah. Now in second revision, when you are doing the revision, now highlight the points from those underlined which you do not remember. Whichever you have remembered now, that will be remembered. So that has gone into long-term memory. So which you do not remember, then mark with some other marker. So now it will become for 3 days. From 5 days, in next revision you can do in 3 days. Okay. So this is general for any subject. Now regarding pharmacology, because it is a highly volatile subject, so some people I advise that instead of revising at a stretch, you keep 1 hour for revising pharmacology daily. Okay. So do the same thing, underline portions only, but instead of studying all the subjects continuously for 3 days, only underline portion you should study, but you should study 1 hour daily. So when you study only 1 hour daily, then it will be less hectic for that and the information will be retained better.
Sir, we have Rahul on. Rahul, over to you.
Hi, Rahul.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I haven't done much in my first and second years. Now I want to start from the third year. How should I really take it from here?
Rahul, nothing has lost till now. सिर्फ 2 साल गए हैं, ये सबके साथ होता है. So don't worry. Important thing is in this prof, you are in, I think, ENT Ophtha prof. Rahul?
Yes, sir. Actually, we have disabled this chat after question.
So if you are in ENT Ophtha prof, you have plenty of time in this year. So I will advise you to obviously finish these 3 subjects, CNT, Opth and PSM with MCQs. Apart from that, you should study minimum 2 subjects from the first 2 years. Minimum 2 subjects out of the pharmacology and pathology. Out of these 4, minimum 2 subjects you should finish with MCQs. Remember, for these subjects, do not go into the textbooks. Just do from some guidebooks or some apps you can use. Do the subjects of this prof, and in final prof, just concentrate on final year. Remaining subjects should be done in the internship.
Okay. So many are asking, it is recommended that we should follow standard books, but if a student finds difficulty in understanding the concept from the standard books, then what should we do?
So this is very valid question. Like in particular, if I tell about people like me who have problem in understanding difficult English, like Genong, which we say is standard textbook of physiology, it was very difficult for me to understand that. Language was very difficult. So if you are not able, good for you. So you can do the alternative book. Almost all books are good. So if you are not able to understand some book, try to understand if you are not able to still understand that, you can take the alternative book. No book is bad, but you should study a textbook.
Okay.
I will want to reiterate, I took the interview of rank 1 NEET PG Shiv, Dr. Shiv, and he also told me the same thing, that he was finding it very difficult to understand some standard textbooks. So he studied the Indian counterparts of those textbooks, and he got rank 1 NEET.
We have Ishan. So Ishan, over to you. Ask your question.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर मेरी एक दुविधा हो गई है कि मैं लिखे बिना कुछ याद नहीं रख पाता। मुझे लिखने की आदत है, नोट्स बनाने की आदत है। अब प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक में से मैं नोट बनाऊं तो मेरे कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर हो जाते हैं, पर वो फिर कॉलेज के एग्जाम से वो लोग एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, वो मार्क्स काटते हैं, और इसलिए फिर इंडियन ऑथर्स यूज करूँ तो बहुत टाइम लेते हैं। मैं बैलेंस नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ।
नहीं, एक बार दोबारा बताओ, स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक से आप नोट्स बनाते हो, क्या करते हो?
मतलब कॉन्सेप्ट्स के लिए मैं फ्लो चार्ट्स और मतलब एक ही पेज में पूरा चैप्टर इंक्लूड करने का ट्राई करता हूँ, जिससे मेरा कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो जाए। पर सेम चीज प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम मतलब सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स के लिए नहीं एप्लीकेबल, वो लोग मार्क्स नहीं देते, तो फिर मैं कैसे बैलेंस करूँ दोनों?
ठीक है, ये इशू है।
हाँ,
तो ईशान, तुम्हें एक बात समझनी पड़ेगी सबसे पहले कि जो प्रॉफ एग्जाम्स होते हैं या सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स होते हैं, ठीक है, उसमें नॉलेज उतनी ज्यादा चेक नहीं करते। उसमें सिर्फ आप देखते हैं कि आप लिख कितना सकते हो, ठीक है। तो ऑब्वियसली नॉलेज तो थोड़ी बहुत होनी चाहिए। तो आई विल एडवाइज कि आप जो कर रहे हो वही करते रहो, आगे आप बहुत राइज करोगे इस तरीके से। बट मार्क्स लाने के लिए आपको उसी चीज को लिखना है, बट साथ में आप ये लगाना कि एग्जाम्स में मार्क्स जो मिलते हैं वो मिन के मिलते हैं कि कितना बड़ा लिखा है आपने, ठीक है। तो उसमें उसी चीज को बस सिर्फ एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करो, उसी चीज को घुमा फिरा के 4-5 बार लिख दोगे तो एग्जामिनर को लगेगा इसने ठीक ठाक लिखा है, तो ऑब्वियसली नंबर आपको मिलने शुरू हो जाएंगे। बट अगर आप कॉन्सेप्ट बना रहे हो, जिस तरीके से बना रहे हो, वो बहुत अच्छा है।
So Dr. Himanshu wants to ask a question. Over to you,
Hi,
Dr. Himanshu.
Hello.
Dr. Himanshu, over to you. Yeah, ask.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Himanshu.
I'm audible.
हाँ।
Hello, sir. Sir, you said कि पोमोड्रो टेक्निक यूज करो, 20-20 में ब्रेक्स लो, पर सर हम लोग को लॉन्ग आवर्स में पता नहीं चलता है। कभी कभी ऐसा हो जाता है कि वो ब्रेक जो है अननोइंगली 1-1 घंटे के हो जाते हैं और सर पूरा डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो जाता है। तो उसमें सर आप कुछ बता दें।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली ये तो इसमें तो हमें खुद ही होना पड़ेगा, सिंसियर और पंक्चुअल होना पड़ेगा। इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग ये है कि अब जब हम लंबी स्टडी करते हैं ना, उसके बाद ब्रेक ज्यादा लंबे होते हैं। लाइक इफ वी स्टडी फॉर 2 आवर्स एट अ स्ट्रेच, फिर हम सोचते हैं कि आधे घंटे बाद दोबारा पढ़ेंगे, तो वो ब्रेक आधा घंटा कभी नहीं रहती, वो ब्रेक भी 2 घंटे की हो जाती है, ठीक। सो दिस प्रॉब्लम डज नॉट अकर टू मच अगर हमारी स्टडी की जो ड्यूरेशन है वो थोड़ी कम है, 2 घंटे की नहीं है, हमारी स्टडी की ड्यूरेशन सिर्फ 1 ही घंटे की है या 45 मिनट्स की है, देन द ब्रेक यूजुअली वी कैन कीप इट टू अ नैरोअर रेंज। बट ऑब्वियसली हमें खुद ही मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी इसके लिए कि कोई और नहीं करेगा हमारे लिए। तो हमें खुद सिंसियर होना पड़ेगा, अलार्म लगाना पड़ेगा या कुछ भी करना पड़ेगा कि हमें दोबारा से स्टडी स्टार्ट करनी है।
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
वेलकम
सर एक और क्वेश्चन था। हेलो
हाँ
सर, हम लोग इंटर्न हैं सर, विल द कोचिंग एंड नोट्स विल बी इनफ, और क्या सर हम स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक से रेफरेंस अभी भी ले सकते हैं सर?
नहीं देखो, नाउ आई विल नॉट रिकमेंड टू गो फॉर एनी स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक्स आफ्टर यू हैव पास्ड द प्रॉफ। उसके बाद कोई भी स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक मैं रिकमेंड नहीं करता हूँ कि शुरू से पढ़ो। ओनली लुक द स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक जहाँ पे आपको कहीं पे कंफ्यूजन है या कहीं प्रॉब्लम लगती है। ठीक, सो नाउ यू इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि आपने 5 साल बहुत पढ़ लिया, अब इसको कंपाइल करने का टाइम है, फैलाने का टाइम नहीं है। ठीक, so if you have anything which can give you almost everything, ज्यादा करने की जरूरत नहीं है। इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो भी आपको पढ़ना है वो 5 बार पढ़ना है। तो टेक्स्ट बुक तो इस समय मैं रेकमेंड नहीं करूंगा रूटीन पढ़ने के लिए। ऑब्वियसली यू शुड गो फॉर एनी कंफ्यूजन, गो बैक टू द टेक्स्ट बुक, बट रूटीनली नहीं रेकमेंड करूंगा। अगर आपके नोट्स ठीक ठाक बने हुए हैं, आपने खुद बनाए हुए हैं, तो दैट शुड बी मोर देन एनफ।
Sana Siddiqui wants to ask a question. Over to you, Sana.
सर जैसे हम लोग पढ़ते हैं तो बीच में इंटरवल्स जो लेंगे हम लोग, उसमें हमें क्या करना चाहिए?
उस इंटरवल में आपको रिफ्रेश होना है। बिल्कुल, आप म्यूजिक सुनना पसंद करते हो, म्यूजिक सुन लो। अगर आप बातचीत करना चाहते हो, फ्रेंड से बातचीत कर लो, गप्पबाजी कर लो, जो भी आप करना चाहते हो जिससे आप फ्रेश हो जाओ, ठीक है, तो वो चीज कर सकते हो आप।
थैंक यू सर।
So someone asking in chat, sir, can I have advice on how to proceed when your base isn't clear and I have already proceeded to my final year? Base is not clear, but proceed to the final year. But now
I could not hear properly. Please repeat the question.
Sir, can I have advice on how to proceed when your base isn't clear and I have already proceeded to my final year?
Okay.
So how can we prepare?
Yeah. So this is very valid question. Many times this happens that we have just passed the prof exams. सिर्फ हमने कुंजी पढ़ ली और सिर्फ पासिंग मार्क्स लेके हमने पास कर लिया, फाइनल ईयर में पहुंच गए, अब हम क्या करें? ठीक है, रिमेंबर आप कभी भी पहुंच जाओ, आपको बेसिक्स क्लियर तो करने ही पड़ेंगे आगे पहुंचने के लिए। तो ग्रेजुअली आई विल एडवाइस कि जैसे इफ यू आर इन द फाइनल ईयर तो एटलीस्ट फाइनल ईयर के सब्जेक्ट्स ढंग से पढ़ो, बेसिक्स के साथ पढ़ो। उनमें जहां भी आपको प्रॉब्लम आती है, डोंट हेसिटेट टू लुक फॉर द बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स। अगर आपको पैथोलॉजी में कहीं प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, समझ नहीं आ रहा, तो आप पैथो की बुक खोल के उस टॉपिक को देख लो। अगर आपको फिजियो में कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा उसकी फिजियोलॉजी में, तो फिजियो की बुक खोल के उसको देख लो। तो आप कम पढ़ लोगे, बट जो पढ़ोगे कॉन्सेप्ट बना के पढ़ोगे, तो वो आप कभी भी आगे मार नहीं खाओ।
Okay, so next was Sanyam wants to ask a question. Over to you, Sanyam.
Sir.
Hi, Sanyam, ask your question.
आफ्टरनून सर। सर मैं पढ़ते वक्त चीजों को रट्टा ज़्यादा हूँ और ये समझता कम हूँ, तो ये सही है या गलत है?
सन्यम, आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर, प्लीज
एक बार फिर से बोलो, तुम्हारा वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है सन्यम।
हेलो सर, ये होता है कि मैं पढ़ते वक्त चीजों को रट्टा ज़्यादा हूँ और समझता कम हूँ, तो ये सही है या गलत?
पढ़ते वक्त क्या हो और समझते कम हो?
सर बोल रहा पढ़ते वक्त रट्टा ज्यादा मारता है, समझता कम है, तो रट्टा मारना सही है या गलत है?
नहीं, देखो इसमें दो व्यू पॉइंट्स हैं या दो तरीके से हम किए जा सकते हैं। द फर्स्ट थिंग इज, जब आप फर्स्ट रीडिंग देते हो तो उसमें रट्टा भी मत मारो, जस्ट स्टोरी की तरह एक चैप्टर को पढ़ लिया पूरा, जस्ट स्टोरी की तरह, तो यू गेट अ ब्रॉड गाइडलाइन के इस चैप्टर में क्या है क्या नहीं है। ब्रॉडली कुछ भी याद करने की कोशिश मत करो, जस्ट गिव अ रीडिंग, ठीक है। बट सेकेंड रीडिंग में आपको वो चीज समझनी पड़ेगी। सिर्फ रट्टा मारना बिना समझे तो बेवकूफी है, क्योंकि वो रट्टा आप कितने टाइम तक याद रहेगा? अभी रहेगा 15 दिन 20 दिन, उसका फिर भूल जाओगे, तो वो काम भी नहीं आएगा आगे। तो रट्टा तो मारना पड़ेगा। मेडिकल में ऐसा तो है नहीं कि बिना रट्टे के चल जाएगा, बट आफ्टर अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू नीड टू क्रैक।
So next question by Vatsala Kumar. Over to you, Vatsala.
Thank you. Hello sir, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
I want to ask a question. How do you cope up with procrastination? मतलब ऐसा बहुत बार होता है कि मन करता है कि हाँ पढ़ना है, पर हाँ ठीक है ये मूवी देख लेते हैं, फिर उसके बाद पढ़ते हैं, और ऐसा बहुत बार होता है सर। So how to cope up with that?
So very good question, Vatsala. This happens with almost, because most of the students, they undermine the importance of breaks. So what I always suggest is, do not keep a 7-day week. So whenever you study, it should always be a 6-day week study, even near your prof exams or even during the last month of your PG entrance exam. So keep 1-day break, scheduled break, 6 days study. In 6 days also, you always keep breaks in between. Study for 1 hour, break of half an hour. Study for 1 hour, break of half an hour. So if you keep in this manner, then you will retain better and procrastination will be much lesser. Suppose you want that time is not there, I should study continuously for 15 days. You study for 15 days continuously, you can. But after that, first thing, when you keep on studying continuously, after 6 or 7 days, less will go into the brain. You study for same number of hours, but less will go into the brain. But second important thing is, after 14 days, 15 days, one time will come when you will get saturated and you will definitely take break without knowing that you have taken the break. So now this break will be very long. It may be 2 days, 3 days. Yeah. So that's why I always advise that instead of unscheduled breaks, जो आएंगी ही आएंगी, हमारा brain rest मांगता है और वो आएगा ही आएगा. So instead of those, you should keep the scheduled breaks. स्टडी को लंबे टाइम तक अगर नहीं करोगे तो अपने पढ़ने का मन करेगा. जब लंबे टाइम तक किसी भी चीज की एक्सेस जो है वो प्रॉब्लम करती है. थोड़ा थोड़ा करके पढ़ोगे तो हमेशा अच्छा रहेगा, पढ़ने का मन करता रहेगा. Any more queries?
गुड आफ्टरनून सर.
हाँ जी, गुड आफ्टरनून.
सर मैंने ना आपकी सब्सक्रिप्शन ली थी, आपकी वीडियोस देखी है, मेरे कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर हो गए हैं. लेकिन मैं अभी सेकंड ईयर में हूँ, तो मैं कौन सी टेक्स्ट प्रेफर करूँ प्रॉफ एग्जाम्स के लिए? बिकॉज मुझे ना इंग्लिश समझने में बहुत दिक्कत आती है टेक्स्ट बुक से फार्माकोलॉजी के लिए.
Luckily in pharmacology, almost all the standard textbooks have easy English, so you can study any of the three, whichever is being followed in your college. आपके कॉलेज में जो भी पढ़ी जाती है, केडी त्रिपाठी पढ़ी जाती है तो वो फॉलो करो, अगर डॉक्टर के शर्मा की बुक पढ़ी जाती है वो फॉलो करो, और अगर कैटजंग पढ़ी जाती है तो वो फॉलो करो. ठीक है, इसमें आपको सुपर हीरो नहीं बनना है कि मुझे हटके पढ़ना है. जो सब लोग पढ़ते हैं आपको वही पढ़ना है, बट बेसिकली अपनी कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होनी चाहिए.
सर मैंने सेकंड ईयर से लाइक प्रेप लेडर की सब्सक्रिप्शन ली है और मैं सेकंड ईयर से प्रिपरेशन शुरू की है, बट मैंने फर्स्ट ईयर में सिर्फ पढ़ा लाइक प्रॉफ एग्जाम क्लियर करने के लिए. मेरे फर्स्ट ईयर के बेसिक्स क्लियर नहीं है, तो उसके लिए क्या कर सकती हूँ?
फर्स्ट ईयर आपको सेकंड प्रॉफ पास करने के बाद नेक्स्ट ईयर में करना है, जब आप ENT वाले प्रॉफ में आ जाओगे. इन ENT प्रॉफ यू विल गेट लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा टाइम, so in that prof you can cover the first prof subjects. Again I will advise from prep ladder, but whatever किसी भी जगह से कर सकते हो जहाँ से आपको अच्छा लगे.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. First
Yes.
one, I'm a final year student, sir. When I think of studying medicine and when I take a particular topic in medicine, I like to read anatomy, physiology relating to that. If I take the anatomy book, I get lost in that itself. It's taking more time in that. Like this one, I'm reading more of anatomy or more of physiology and getting lost in that subject itself rather than coming to medicine. So I'm whatever subject I take to learn in like that, I'm getting lost in that subject itself, and my final year subjects are a little bit lacking for me. And this is my first question. And for second one, in this lockdown, I miss my clinical postings. And how it will be after the lockdown? Will it be same as before, or what are the things we have to do for that, sir?
So very good questions. Madhumita, the first question is you get lost in the other subjects, so you need to restrict yourself. It is always our urge to study other things which comes, but because final year itself is too vast, in this year I will not advise you to go to other subjects and miss this subject. So important thing is, whatever topic you want to study, if you are understanding from that book, then don't go back. But if you are not able to understand some concepts, then definitely you can go back to the other subject book and study only that topic. Do not start studying almost everything. Clear? Because final year itself is too vast. Medicine itself is too vast. You will not be able to finish if you start doing that. So it is very important. You need to restrict your urges to study other subjects at this moment. This is one. Number two, regarding post-lockdown, no one can predict, but definitely the life will not be same after the lockdown opens. We will go to the postings. Obviously, we will go to the postings, but I will advise you to take all the precautions. Lockdown is there. See some clinical videos in the YouTube. You can get almost everything in YouTube nowadays. Whichever topic you want to understand, you can post in the YouTube this video, and you can see many things there.
Sir,
Yes.
online many things are available at a time. If you want to see clinical videos also in anything, there are a lot of much, and at the same time there is so much information, so that for the past 1 month I have been learning from my mobile itself. I am having my books with me, but I can't even touch it. Even the online classes or anything, I can only see my phone. The time is so restricted like that for me, sir. And also the motivation is very less to take the book. If I take the book within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm again taking my phone and searching meaning or some other thing else. Like something is disturbing me. Many of my friends also having the same problem. They can't even touch the book. For the past 1 month, we have been studying only in phone or online, and for again taking the books means it's very tough for us. For me, I feel so, sir.
Madhumita, this is not the problem of you only. It is problem of 99% of the people. So if someone do not have this problem, I think that is abnormal. So because whatever majority do, that is a normal thing. So important thing is definitely it is difficult. The phase is very difficult because we cannot go out. We have lot of mental issues also. So if you are studying properly, even online, that is not a problem. So that is a good thing. If you can study online also, it's good. As far as if you are studying properly, then whether you study from the books or from the online sources, I don't think there is any problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm learning, sir, but after some time I get to forget the things what I learned.
This is common. This is with everyone. Until you revise 5 times, you will not be able to remember. So this mark my thing. If you have not studied anything 5 times, just remember that you have never studied that thing.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thanks for explaining.
So moderators, any more queries?
No, sir, I think many questions are answered.
So you can give my number. They can any
Yes,
more queries. They can WhatsApp me on my number.
Okay, sir.
And directly talk.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for this fruitful session. And giving
Thank you, moderators. Thank you very much for giving me this chance.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you much.
Okay, Shravan. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.